Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it's Wednesday, so of course, happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, my friends, and today begins the single box challenge decks. What is the best deck you can build using a single box copy of Streets of Battle City? Well, like I said yesterday, I got 3 of these builds. So today, I want to focus in on the Ultimate Wizardry build. Um, Again, you guys are probably tired of hearing me say this about this card. This is probably one of the best new skill cards because I love spell counters. And spell counters equals breaker, and breaker equals a lot of pain for the opponent most of the time. So when you activate this skill initially, you place a spell counter on every face-up spellcaster you control that can hold spell counters. Additionally, once per turn, when you activate this, let me try that again. I'm too excited. Once per turn after that, during the main phase, you may choose to place a 1 spell counter on a single face-up spellcaster you control that can hold a spell counter. So it activates once, gives out to anybody you can hold them. Second time, it only gives out 1 at a time, but that effect is every turn. So what are we going to play? Well, got to play Break of the Magical Warrior, guys. So when he normal summons, he gets his own counter. He can only hold 1 counter at a time. While he has his counter, he's up 300 attacks, so he jumps from the 16 to the 19. And additionally, what's going to happen is you can take the counter off of him, and you can target and destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. So between Breaker and Ultimate Wizardry, you can break like 3 times in a turn. Pretty gnarly. Pretty gnarly. Next up, we're going to borrow from the Arcana portion. We're going to go ahead and grab Challenge the Prophet. Mostly for the stats, you might like the effect. Once per turn, you can declare either spell or trap, then target 1 set card in the opponent's spell trap row. Look at the target, and if it was the declared type, it cannot be activated this turn. So it's simply a little peaky pie. He's here because he's a giant spellcaster at 1800, but being able to peek is so good. So why not include him? Next up, Chelsea, the Ghost Stopper. Again, we borrowed this from the Arcana portion. Neither player can activate the effects of spell or traps in the graveyard. This is actually good. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, is sent from the field to the graveyard, and again, it doesn't say how. So, like, if you were to fuse, link sync, be destroyed by battle, tribute it for your own monster, whatever. Not that you could do link sync right now. You could offer him as part of a ritual as long as he was already on the field. It would still count for this effect. You could target 1 spell trap in the opponent's graveyard and banish it. He's here because he's also another good dark spellcaster with a whopping 1900. Another one I'm very familiar with, played a lot, was Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, another 1800 point spellcaster. I think you guys might be getting the point here. When this card inflicts battle damage to the opponent, you can target up to 2 monsters in their graveyard, banish them. However, your opponent is unable to banish any cards from either graveyard while this card's on the field. Again, just really good card. He's really going to do a lot of cool things. Until we really see like chaos monsters. And we've got a couple of monsters like... I'm going to forget most of their names right now. Let me go with Spirit of Flames. Being able to banish monsters in the graveyard to summon them out as a special summon. Kaiku is really going to put a stop to that. And I haven't seen anybody really playing those as of yet. Seems to be a very niche play for now. Is what it is. But good card, great card. Next up, Magical Marionette. I think you guys knew this guy was going to pop up. So let's explain him the fun way. He can remove 2 spell counters from himself to destroy a monster on the field. He gains a spell counter anytime a spell card is activated and resolves, and gains an additional 200 attack points per spell counter he currently has. So if he has 10 of them, he's up 2,000. And he can destroy 5 monsters. And that's pretty gnarly. He's pretty easy to play in this deck. Again, we do have a tech that's going to be here for him. And he fits the whole Dark Spellcaster theme. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have to play the next card, but you guys have to play the next card, okay? You're not a real duelist unless Dark Magician is somewhere in your deck. Now, I know this looks like a gimmick, and it kind of is, but we play him just as easily as we play Marionette. So, Just stay tuned. I promise it gets better. It gets way better. Next thing we're going to do, single copy of Apprentice Magician. Again, this guy, when he's summoned, can give somebody a spell counter. So if you've already got Breaker up, if you've already got Magical Marionette up, just go ahead and summon this guy. And just go ahead and give them the counter. And then, I don't know, Ultimate Wizardry, give another counter. Do some fun stuff, right? So, when this one is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 2 or lower Spellcaster from the deck in face-down defense. This is very important. We do a little deck thinning. We play Magician of Faith and Old Vindictive. This is sort of like a little 3-card package, a little baby engine here. Usually I like to play like 2 Apprentice Magicians into this. But Apprentice Magician was only at 1 of, so we went with this. So either you're going to flip and recycle a spell card, or you're going to flip and pop an opponent's monster card. So either way, it's going to have a play. And the last monster we run is going to be the Skilled Dark. So again, with all of these spell counters flying around and everything, I wanted to have him. He's another big spellcaster. He's 1900. He's 4-star. He's dark. It's everything you need. But when he reaches 3 spell counters, you can then tribute him to special summon 1 Dark Magician from the hand, deck, or graveyard. So, yeah, we could totally play Dark Magician and pull it off without making any concessions as far as how the deck itself plays. So, like I said, if you're a real duelist, you're going to play for Dark Magician. Moving into the spells, we're going to have our other 2 limited cards real quick. 1 copy Book of Moon, 1 copy Cosmic Cyclone. These are for obvious reasons. We're playing basically what is a singleton format, so there is no multiple breakers, so we can't bank on the whole break strategy. So Book of Moon, again, just a great one-of. It was, I want to say, in the back half of the Streets box. Cosmic Cyclone was in one of the decks. I don't remember if it was... You know what? I can just check. I have the thing right here. It's either Esperoba or it's Rare Hunter, and according to this, it is Esperoba. So, that's all fine. Good cards. You guys know why these are here, because you guys see these videos all the time. Next up, we are going to run a single copy of Hammershot. Again, Hammershot, I want to say, was the back half of the box where the good reprints are. And again, if you're going second, this is a great way to try to rectify the field real quick to allow your spellcasters to just sort of take over. When you activate this, you destroy the attack position monster on the field with the highest attack. If there's multiples, you get to choose. And it's just a good little mallet shot that you can do. Next up, we are going to have 1 copy Night Beam, and I want to say this was, and double checking it, it is the Rare Hunters portion of the deck. And again, it's going to target a down spell trap on the opponent's side of the field. They can't flip that card in response. Let me explain why that's good, and maybe this whole needs its own whole spotlight now, just because traps are still semi-relevant. But one of the newest traps is the Kunai with Chain. Or not the Kunai with Chain. Oh my goodness, no, we got to alternate art. Blast with Chain. So Blast with Chain is crazy, but if you can break it before it's equipped, then it does not get its destroy another card effect. Night Beam is good for this. This is like the best outcome for it. So just keep that in mind, okay? Next up, you're going to have 2 copies of Spell Power Grasp. And I know, somebody's going to get me on this, right? Like, no, you can only use 1 copy of the box. Well, here's the list from 1 copy of the box. Spell Power Grasp is twice. So you absolutely get to do this. And for cards like Skilled Dark and Magical Marionette, this is great, because they automatically get a spell counter as soon as a spell plays and resolves. We love this because it's also going to take another copy of it out of the deck if there was another copy in the deck. Hopefully you didn't start with both. And it's going to place a spell counter at the same time. So we can choose to give 1 to Breaker while giving Skilled Dark and Marionette 1 through their own effects. So we can really spread the wealth. Or you can activate it and target the Magical Marionette. Now he's up to 2. And you're like, oh, wow, cool. Destroy that card. It's just good stuff. And it falls fully within the restrictions I was given. Moving into the traps, single copy Dark Renewal. Again, I wish we could have played more of this. This is so good. This is what's going to allow us to get to the Marionette, Dark Magician, and also control our opponent's side of the field at the same time. So the way that it works is when your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, you get to target one of their monsters and one of the spellcasters you control, tribute both, basically. You send both to the graveyard. Then special summon a dark spellcaster from deck or discard. So as long as the monster isn't in your hand, this is why we had to have both of them. And as long as there's a dark spellcaster somewhere in your deck, you could tribute the one of them that's on the field. Okay, this is really cool. Tribute the one on the field because you do have like other targets. And then because when it goes time for you to pick the target, they're already in the graveyard, you can just put them back on the field. So this could be just a whole trick for the Dark Magician real quick. This could be a good way of getting your Magical Marionette out of the way of something that would destroy it. You're responding to change it, making the target disappear. Whatever you want. But again, don't underestimate the fact that like Apprentice Magician could turn into Kaiku or Skilled Dark or Chao Sai, I think it is. Yeah. Chao Len was the fire. So like tons of things you could do with this trap card, and all you have to do is play it. It's awesome. We do have a one of in here. This build did allow us to just like generically throw in Floodgate Trap Hole in like every build because of the Rare Hunter. So again, Floodgate Trap Hole for the win. Lost Wind, good card, great card. You see this in a lot of my builds. Again, it was a nice reprint that got added in. I don't think it was a part of any one of the structures, but it is a part of the set. So again, good card. And then let's see who it was. It was Weevil Underwood who gave us the Widespread Ruin. So again, I don't use this one a whole lot. So let's go over it and explain why it's good. It's like Hammer Shot. So what happens is when an opponent's monster declares an attack, doesn't matter which monster, destroy the one attack position monster they have with the highest attack. And again, if they have multiple cards, like let's say they got 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. If one Blue Eyes attacked and blew up your Dark Magician, the other one's going for the direct. You could do this, and your opponent can't go, well, that one still connects because the other one's destroyed. They got the same attack. You're like, nah, I'm going to destroy that one. Conversely, if somebody like an Apprentice Magician attacked while they have a Blue Eyes, I'm still going to end up blowing up the Blue Eyes. But the point is, it's a nice reactive trap, and it's going to be able to go ahead and destroy the opponent's monsters. Now, the big gimmick here is a lot of our spellcasters are pretty big, so they're going to have to use a bigger monster to go after them. And while they're using the bigger monster, you're going to have the Widespread Ruin, you have the Lost Wind to have things. You get the, I don't know why my camera is fluctuating like that. I apologize. Let me see if I could just move it and it'll calm down. Yeah, there we go. Dark Renewal helps with this. Hammer Shot, Book of Moon, Old Vindictive Magician. I try to put enough outs in here to where this wasn't going to be too bad. But yeah, it's a good reactive trap to respond to an attack. And this rounds out the first of my 3 builds. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. Go ahead, screenshot, pause, take your notes, whatever you guys got to do. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by. This is a great challenge. I can't wait to show you guys the other 2 decks. We're going to do them all in a row this week. We're just going to take Saturday off. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe. Really support the channel out there. As always, the Buy Me a Coffee's in the description. You don't have to, but it's always appreciated. It helps us buy new sets, new sleeves, and helps us keep the content coming. Even if you guys don't do any of that stuff, because none of it is required. I want one thing from you. I want you to go out. I want you to have a great day. And I hope to see you guys again tomorrow, where we're going to try this all over again, all right? All right. See you later.